Hey, what's up, you guys? I'm going to give you guys my 2012 Hell in a Cell predictions video. So let's get started. One person I want to plug before I start the video, Ted DiBiase Productions 1. He's a Bleacher Report columnist for the wrestling, and he's probably for another sports too. So just a little shout out there. Give him a subscription. Go click the link in the description and go subscribe. Let's start this off. The pre-show, the YouTube pre-show, we're going to spend the YouTube pre-show with John Cena. He's going to come out there and address the AJ situation. AJ got fired on this past week of Raw. They're probably going to show some sort of evidence as to why she got fired, and probably something along those lines. Something like AJ comes out, or freaking Vicky comes out. She's going to give her evidence and the affair and everything. Apparently that AJ had. I didn't know AJ, you had to have an affair with Cena, but she's not technically with somebody, so I don't understand how that kind of works out as an affair, but whatever. It's a done deal, I guess. They're probably going to talk about that for the majority of the show, so I would not be shocked at all to see something like that happen. Let's get down to business here. The first match probably will be the tag team title match. Team Hell No taking on Team Rhodes Scholars. I am very impressed with both teams. Team Hell No I'm a little bit lenient on because they're two world champions having a tag team championship, and they're kind of boosting the tag team championship up. Along with Team Rhodes Scholars, they have great chemistry in the ring. Two guys who are kind of on the if and if. They're not really doing anything in the mid-card division, so why not make them a tag team, throw them in the tag team division. They won a tag team tournament to get here, and I like where Team Rhodes Scholars is coming from. I like the little move that they did on Raw where Cody shook his hand, and at the same time he threw his hand down, and Damien did his one-handed handstand. I thought that was pretty cool, but I just had to bring that up because I didn't talk about Raw this week. But when it comes to this match, I would love to see Team Rhodes Scholars walk out with the Tag Team Championships, but unfortunately, to be on the safe side, I'm going to take Team Hell No here to get the win, just to be on the safe side, but I am rooting for Team Rhodes Scholars. You guys know how much of a fan I am of Cody Rhodes and of Damien Sandow, so I hope to God that they impress me in this match, and I am expecting, nonetheless, of a great match out of these two. The next match of the night, I'm just going to start talking about some matches that I know because I don't have the card right in front of me here. The second match we're probably gonna have is the Divas Championship, because that's the first one that came out of my mind. The triple threat match, I guess. Layla, Eve, and Kaitlyn. I don't really have very high expectations for this match. I'm glad that WWE is actually trying to make something out of their Divas division. They're trying to, but it's not really working considering they don't really have any Divas who can actually wrestle, quote unquote. Layla's a little bit underrated, actually, as a wrestler, but she's very overrated when it comes to her gimmick. I don't like really her theme. I don't really like her gimmick, but she's a very talented women's wrestler. And Eve, you guys already know my opinion on Eve. She's very attractive. Can get it done in the ring, but Kaitlyn, all she's got is that look. She's not really that much of a wrestler. But if I'm just gonna say the champion retains. Eve retains her Divas Championship. I'm not really expecting a lot, so when my review comes and I'm blown away, it's the Divas match. I don't really have that high expectations when it comes to this match. The third match of the night, I have to think, Kofi Kingston and The Miz for the Intercontinental Championship. As you all know, Kofi Kingston won the title from The Miz on last week's episode of Main Event. The first title change on that show. To be honest, I think the only reason they're going to do that is to try and keep Kofi Kingston in the mid-card division, trying to make him the leader of the mid-card division since him and R-Truth broke up. I was never really a big fan of Kofi and R-Truth, but I guess Kofi is a single competitor. I guess you could take. I guess I'll take that with a grain of salt. Really thought R-Truth would be the successor of the group, but it turns out I guess it's going to be Kofi Kingston. He wins the Intercontinental Championship about a week after the tag team collapses, and now he's going into Hell in a Cell and defending against The Miz. Honestly, I'm not going to say The Miz is in the doghouse anymore. He's not getting, blamed. He's not getting pushed around for what he did to the R-Truth late last year. He didn't catch him or something, and WWE thought they couldn't handle him when it came to any sort of match quality, so they had him job a lot. They had him job to Brodus Clay, all that sort of thing. So it's very nice to see Miz come back with a new look, a new style. He came back as the Intercontinental Champion, and honestly, I think him losing it might have been just the better part of his career so far. So Kofi Kingston and The Miz tomorrow. I'm going to have to go for Kofi Kingston here. I'm going to say Kofi gets the win, he retains, and The Miz goes off to do bigger and better things in the WWE, possibly go to the main event scene, and probably try and maybe do something maybe with Ryback or something, considering Ryback probably won't. Well, I'll get to that later on in the video, but I think The Miz is going to go on to do some very creative and very good things in the WWE for the next few years of his career. The next match I know of, Randy Orton and Alberto Del Rio. This match is actually very underlooked. No one's really looking at this with any sort of integrity at all, because no one's really thinking that this match is going to be any good. Everyone knows really Alberto Del Rio is not really that good on the mic, but then again, we all know Randy Orton's not that good on the mic either when it comes to his Viper gimmick. We all know about the Legend Killer gimmick. He had very talented mic skills, but when it came to in-ring talent, I would probably have to go for Randy Orton with that, because Randy Orton's had a lot more in-ring experience, but Del Rio does a lot more technical moves, you know what I mean? So it's a very pretty even match here. I can see both people winning, but like I said, to be on the safe... Well, actually, I'm predicting a lot of faces to go over. So you know what? I'm going to pick Del Rio to get the win here. Del Rio has not won a match on pay-per-view this year, so let's hope that maybe this is the one that he actually gets the win. He has not won one match on pay-per-view this year, and I think Randy Orton's had a little bit too many. He went over Dolph Ziggler at Night of Champions, so I think it's only fair that he goes, that Del Rio goes over him and keeps maybe the feud going, keep Del Rio in the upper mid-carder. Let's hope he doesn't get another World Championship match. I'm pretty sure we've seen Sheamus and Del Rio for the umpteenth time, so I'm going to have to go with actually Alberto Del Rio to get the win here, but I wouldn't be too shocked if Randy Orton got the win as well. They can't win at the same time. And Randy Orton got the win instead. I'm guessing there's going to be probably an impromptu United States Championship match. Antonio Cesaro versus Justin Gabriel. They had a pretty good match, or pretty okay match, I guess I'd say, on Raw this past Monday, with Justin Gabriel getting the surprise victory, getting the upset. I don't know. Personally, I don't think Justin Gabriel is really capable of holding the U.S. Championship right now. I think it's kind of funny already how a Swiss guy is holding the United States Championship, and he's going about this business where Americans are not going to beat me for my United States Championship because all they're dumb, stupid Americans and everything, and they're not going to be able to get the job done and everything. So I like that side of Antonio Cesaro, and I think I've said in the past how I wasn't really that fond of Antonio Cesaro in the past, but now he's starting to grow on me, and I'm starting to like the guy. So we'll keep it at that. I'm pretty sure they're going to have some sort of impromptu match with Antonio Cesaro. They're not going to keep him off the show, and I'm pretty sure he's going to get the victory. He's going to beat Justin Gabriel or whoever they put him up against. So I'm pretty sure that's probably what's going to happen there. If I missed a match at this point, I'm sorry, but I know there's two more matches I have to go through. The sub-main event, or the co-main event is what I actually meant to say there. The World Heavyweight Championship on the line. World Heavyweight Champion Sheamus, who's held the championship since WrestleMania 28, will be defending against the Big Show. Surprisingly not in a Hell in a Cell match. This match has really gotten some lackluster build-up. It's not really feeling like it's a World Championship match. They've been playing Big Show up like a coward. He came back, he beat up Tensai and Brodus Clay. He comes in, beats Randy Orton. He beat Randy Orton straight up twice, and is now the number one contender for Sheamus' championship. Sheamus has been on a losing streak himself too, or actually I think. I'm not sure if he broke that already, because I haven't watched SmackDown yet. I haven't watched SmackDown at all, but I think this may be one of the last weeks. I don't know. There was nothing really on yesterday, and I didn't tune in yesterday, but I don't know, I'm starting to think about it. I'm just letting you guys know I'm starting to think about it. But when it comes to Sheamus and Big Show, my expectations are very low, but I'm not expecting the best match out of them. Then again, I did say that about Mark Henry and the Big Show last year, and I guess that delivered. I guess people like when the ring breaks. I felt that was it wasn't original at all. We've already seen it, that type of thing last year when it came to Mark Henry and the Big Show at Vengeance last year when they broke the ring. I didn't feel that it was... I didn't think it was as good as it should have been, but moving on to Sheamus and the Big Show this week, I don't feel that this match is going to deliver. Let's hope it's not a 40, 50-second match. All this quote-unquote build-up for a 40, 50-second match at the pay-per-view where Big Show just buries Sheamus. So, like I said, to be on the safe side, I've actually been predicting a lot of champions to retain. So you know what? I'm actually going to say, as much as I don't like to say that, I don't think it's going to happen. It's a little bit harder to predict because I could see both guys winning, but I know there's going to be one person to walk out of there. Let's see. I think to keep him a heel, I'm going to have to say Sheamus gets the win, and then Dolph Ziggler, or Big Show comes in, he gets pissed off, he punches Sheamus. Then Ziggler comes in, cashes in his Money in the Bank, and wins the World Heavyweight Championship. A lot of people are predicting stuff like the Big Show retains, or Big Show wins the title. Sheamus lays him out. Dolph Ziggler goes in, cashes in his Money in the Bank, and Big Show has another 45-second title reign. So, I don't know. If they're going to give the title to the Big Show, I hope it's longer than 45 seconds, because he's someone right now I can kind of take seriously as a champion. So let's hope they don't screw over the Big Show tomorrow. I've heard a lot of rumors and headlines going around that maybe the Mark Henry may interfere in this match. I don't think that really be the case. I think Mark Henry should come back, not in that sort of predicament, if you know what I mean. I think maybe if he... Okay, fair enough. How about if Sheamus does win, then I can see Mark Henry coming out, laying out Sheamus, and then have Dolph Ziggler come out and win the World Heavyweight Championship. I could see that happening. Have Sheamus and Mark Henry kind of have a little thing, and then have Ziggler, who maybe become a face. I heard about that too. He might become turning face soon. Take on the Big Show. Then you have two good feuds on SmackDown, and it might get me back into the show. But anyway, I think that's what's going to happen. I still think Ziggler's somehow going to walk out as champion anyway. So I'm going to pick Sheamus anyway. I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be the other way around, but I'm going to pick Sheamus for this match, and that's about it for that match. Then comes the very controversial match, the one that's getting the internet all wild up, the WWE Championship match, and the only Hell in a Cell match of the night, which I don't understand, because you named the pay-per-view Hell in a Cell, but there's only going to be one on the show. Nonetheless, will be WWE Champion CM Punk, celebrating his birthday actually last Friday. He turned 34, so happy birthday to CM Punk. And he will be defending his WWE Championship against the undefeated Ryback. A lot of build-up to this match. Would I say it's good? It depends on what you mean by good. It depends on who you're a fan of, actually. If you're a fan of Ryback, then yes, this is a great build-up. You guys want to see Ryback get a Sheamus push and win the title. On the other hand, if you're like me and you're a Punk fan, I think it was kind of lacking a lot. I felt that it was lacking. If it's going to be a feud, at least have the two guys somewhat have an advantage over each other at some point. All the time, we would have Ryback pummeling CM Punk. Pummel him, just beat him up every week. Ryback would stand tall every week. No, not 1 week. This past month or month and a half, with Ryback now in the main event, have we had CM Punk in the golden spot? We've all had Ryback or John Cena or Vince McMahon for that matter end the show. Not CM Punk. CM Punk's always in distraught. But nonetheless, if it came up to build up, I would say that if I had to rate it out of 5, I'd give it a 2.5, a 3. Just because I'm not gonna be lenient towards Ryback fans, because I'm not gonna let my personal favoritism get into my video making. So we're gonna try not making that. If you guys want that, that's fine. But when it comes to this match, I feel that it's too early for Ryback. Then again, it's what a lot of people said when it came to Sheamus, too. Sheamus didn't lose a match. He debuted in, July of 2009 or something like that. Won his title in December of 2009. And was champion for about 2 months after that. So, fair enough for a rising star at the time who was Sheamus having his first WWE Championship have 2 months. I don't know. I still don't feel that Ryback is capable of holding the championship up to Royal Rumble, where he will be facing, or whoever the champion will be facing The Rock at the Royal Rumble. I don't feel that Ryback is capable of holding that title, and I don't feel he's capable of main eventing the Royal Rumble versus The Rock. So, plus, it would ruin CM Punk's thing. He's at like 339 days as champion come Sunday. So, I feel that if you give Ryback the title, it'll ruin the build-up to the match, because he was name-dropping Stone Cold for so many weeks. I'm pretty sure that was just to hype up WWE 13, which is coming out in about 3 days. And, now he's starting to focus his attention on The Rock and everything, so I hope that we get to see The Rock sometime maybe next month, or maybe, early next, or, late this month, maybe early next month, to see, maybe build back up the Royal Rumble match, and we'll see. When it comes to this match, though, I am pretty lenient that CM Punk's going to retain. From what I heard, the WWE creative is actually having trouble trying to make an ending for this match, so without making either guy look bad, because think about it, having this match in general is just going to kill someone. Either Ryback is going to go down the shitter, or CM Punk is going to... Their entire plan for CM Punk for the next year is screwed up, because basically they have him going in against The Rock for the Royal Rumble because of the whole thing with Raw 1000, and The Rock is going to get his revenge from then. So we're going to see Rock versus Punk, which I think should happen, not Ryback versus Punk. And if you give Ryback the title, have a rematch at Survivor Series, and have Punk win the title then, I don't feel that it's valuable enough to have Punk go into Royal Rumble as the champion, if you guys know what I mean. That's what I'm kind of getting at. Having this match in a Hell in a Cell doesn't really work out either, because now Punk can't escape. He's going to have all this time for Ryback. It's going to be Ryback's longest match up to date. Apparently that's going to be ending the show, so I have a feeling Punk's going to somehow get the win. He's going to secure a victory, and Ryback is going to get something. What I could see happening is Sheamus getting the win over the Big Show. Then Ziggler cashes it on Sheamus, and then later on the night, maybe Big Show comes out and, screws with, thanks for interrupting me. Big Show comes out and screws Ryback out of the WWE Championship. I could see that because, Big Show could be jealous or something like that. I don't know. Whatever could happen. And then have Team Ryback versus Team Big Show at Survivor Series. I could see that definitely happen. That'd be actually pretty cool to see. But let me hear what you guys have to say. This is a long enough video already. If I missed any matches, they'll probably be down in the description. The entire match card will be down in the description, so you guys can give me your predictions as well. Also, if you guys want a free plug, by all means, go ahead and go down in the comments or message me at all. If you guys want a free plug, ask for a plug, no problem. I will get to all of them. If you want to ask me a question, go for it. I'm all ears. Follow me on Twitter at OfficialPTEShow. I'm probably going to change my Twitter name very soon, so we'll see about that. But I think that's about it for me today, guys. I'm sorry for this 18-minute video, but I had to make a predictions video off of what we saw this past week in WWE TV. Hell in a Cell is tomorrow. Be sure not to miss it. And also my review will be tomorrow as well, so you can't miss that as well. So I am out. I am Perry the Entertainer, signing out, and peace out. See you guys in the next video, which will probably be later today. Peace.